Betsy DeVos tried to go to work today. She was met by a violent protest refusing to let her in the door. New education secretary. They are out of control. Folks, the left is gone. Okay, so I just watched the video of Betsy DeVos trying to go into a public school in Washington, D.C. And she's met by a handful, maybe 10 or 12 left-wing reprobates, a guy wearing a white guy wearing Black Lives Matter sweatshirt. She was nearly violently restricted from going up the steps and into the school, and then she and her looked like a security guard, an assistant. They hustled back to her vehicle, which was a Suburban, an SUV, and this mob followed her back. They got in the car peacefully, but then this guy tried to obstruct the car leaving, and he was just shouting insanely, "No shame, no shame," or "Shame, shame, shame." I mean, folks, we're dealing here with this is not time-honored and wonderful and great American descent. This is human debris who have had their minds polluted and poisoned by the American left, from the education system to media to pop culture. They're just sick. And I'll give you, here's a great example. Any of you people know who Trevor Noah is? You know who Trevor Noah is? Wendy, do you know who Trevor Noah is? Brian, do you know who Trevor Noah is? Well, you know who Jon Stewart was? Wendy, do you know who Jon Stewart was? Thank gosh, she doesn't know. This is cool. Well, he hosted something called The Daily Show, which was a comedy show on a network called Comedy Central. It was actually deranged anger every night that the left thought was funny. Well, anyway, Stewart left, and they got this guy Trevor Noah from South Africa to come in here and take over the reins and host the program. And he's a nice enough guy, but he's as ignorant as the sun is bright. It's just, it's actually kind of a shame, because the guy doesn't know. I guess it makes sense. If you're ignorant, you wouldn't know how ignorant you are. By definition, you wouldn't know what you don't know. Well, he's very upset because he's supposed to be. He doesn't really know why. He's very upset that Betsy DeVos has been named the Secretary of Education. He doesn't know why. He doesn't know her. All he knows is Cliche. She comes from a billionaire family, and that immediately disqualifies her. She's white. That immediately disqualifies her. She's attractive. That really disqualifies her. I mean, if you really get, the left hates attractive, conservative white people. They just hate them. And she's blonde. So she's got every ingredient they hate on site. And Trevor Noah, who hosts The Daily Show, was really feeling bad about Betsy DeVos being confirmed. Here's what he said. America seems to be going back to a place where your wealth will determine how much knowledge you can attain. And so I think it's a scary time, said Trevor Noah, concerned citizen. If Betsy DeVos gets to do everything she wants to, and I swear to you, he doesn't know the first thing. He may think he knows what school choice is, but he doesn't really know what it is. He just knows he's supposed to oppose it. And he probably thinks school choice is rich people get to choose where they go to school, and your kids, get the toilet. Who knows what they think it is, but they're dead wrong about it, as the rest of this quote will demonstrate. He said, if Betsy DeVos gets to do everything she wants to, you will live in a world where even more people who do not have the means will now no longer have the opportunity to achieve the means. Now, the truth is, first, do you understand that? You understand what he's trying to say there? Does that make sense to you? I have the added benefit of being able to read it. I imagine just listening to that, you might be scratching your head. Let me, one more time. If Betsy DeVos gets to do everything she wants to, you will live in a world where even more people who do not have the means will now no longer have the opportunity to achieve the means. Well, in truth, Betsy DeVos is working to do the exact opposite. Betsy DeVos, like every conservative, is working to improve the lot for everybody. That's the point. Betsy DeVos is working to get more poor children into the same good schools as rich kids go to. That's her whole reason for existing in the education world. She wants to expose greater education opportunities to the poor, to everybody, and she has policies to do it. It is the Democrat Party and their teachers' unions who are responsible for the existence of and the maintaining of these decrepit, rat-infested, downtrodden places that are called inner-city public schools. It's the Democrat Party that stands in the way of people acquiring wealth. It is the Democrat Party that seeks, in alliance with its unions, to maintain actual squalid conditions where they exist in the public school system. It is Betsy DeVos who wants to change all of that. Betsy DeVos wants policies that will help bring to millions of others the opportunities she has had. That is what we conservatives are all about. Expanded, extended opportunity for everybody to become the best they want to be. And Mr. Noah literally doesn't know what he's talking about. He thinks he does. And he's saying exactly what he's supposed to say as a good employee over at Comedy Central. We're being guided by and governed by and limited by a degree of ignorance that's hard to quantify because it's so unbelievably widespread. Just sheer ignorance that is the result of prejudice, bigotry, closed-mindedness, a lack of curiosity to find out what might be really going on anywhere. Instead, they descend into the comfort of the cliches within the cocoons they have built where they can feel unharmed.